Silence can protect you for a while, but truth will protect you forever. This is not a story of revenge. This is a story of reclaiming power. Ayesha was not born weak. She was born gentle, and people often confuse gentleness with weakness. She grew up in a modest home where respect mattered more than money, and silence was often chosen over conflict. Her father taught her that dignity was a woman's strongest shield, and her mother taught her that patience could heal even the deepest wounds. No one taught her what to do when patience becomes a weapon used against you. When Ayesha married Kamran, she believed she was stepping into a safe future. Kamran was confident, well-spoken, and admired in social gatherings. He had a way of making promises sound like destiny. He spoke of partnership, respect, and a home built on understanding. Ayesha listened with hope in her eyes and faith in her heart. On the day of their wedding, as she sat beneath bright lights and heavy jewelry, she whispered a silent prayer. "Let this marriage be my peace." Kamran smiled beside her, a smile that would one day feel unfamiliar. The first few months were calm. Not perfect, but acceptable. Kamran would sometimes raise his voice, sometimes criticize her cooking, her silence, her opinions. "Learn to speak properly," he once said. "You think too much," he said another time. Ayesha told herself this was normal. Every marriage had adjustments. Every man had moods. She learned to swallow her words. Gradually, Kamran's tone changed. "Why do you need to visit your parents so often? Who was that on the phone? Why do you need friends?" He framed his control as concern, his jealousy as love. Ayesha stopped going out. Stopped answering calls. Stopped explaining. Her world slowly shrank, and Kamran stood at its center. Kamran never hit her at first. He broke her differently. He mocked her dreams. He compared her to other women. He laughed when she cried. "You are too sensitive. No one else would tolerate you. You should be grateful I married you." Every sentence chipped away at her confidence, like water wearing down stone. Ayesha began doubting her own worth. Kamran disliked her family. "They fill your head with nonsense," he said. He would argue before family visits, ensuring she stayed home to avoid conflict. When she finally visited, he flooded her phone with angry messages. Eventually, her parents noticed the silence. But Ayesha smiled and said, "I'm fine." The slap was sudden. A disagreement over money. A raised voice. A shattered glass. And then, pain. Not just on her face, but in her soul. Kamran stood frozen, shocked at himself. Ayesha touched her cheek, stunned. "I didn't mean to," he said. "You made me angry." That night, she did not cry loudly. She did not scream. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling, realizing a terrifying truth. This would happen again. Kamran apologized the next morning. Flowers. Tears. Promises. "I'll change. It was a mistake." Ayesha wanted to believe him. She stayed. The second time came faster. The third time came without apology. Each time, something inside her died quietly. One evening, Kamran insulted her parents during an argument. Something snapped. Ayesha stood up, trembling, but firm. "Enough." Kamran laughed. "You won't leave. You have nowhere to go." That night, Ayesha packed a small bag. No drama. No goodbye. She walked out of the house that once promised safety, and never looked back. Freedom felt heavy. At her parents' house, Ayesha cried for days. Not for Kamran, but for herself. For the years lost. For the silence she endured. People whispered. Relatives judged. Society blamed. But Ayesha stayed quiet. She was thinking.
This was not the revenge of rage. This was not shouting, destruction, or hatred. It was the revenge of rebuilding. Ayesha enrolled in courses she once abandoned. She began working. She documented everything: messages, recordings, medical reports. She met Syra, an old friend who listened without judgment. "You don't need revenge," Syra said gently. "You need justice." Ayesha nodded. Justice would be louder than revenge. The first few weeks after separation were the hardest. Ayesha woke up in the middle of the night, startled by imaginary footsteps. Every loud sound made her heart race. Years of fear had trained her body to expect danger even in safety. Her mother would sit beside her silently, holding her hand, not asking questions. Her father avoided looking into her eyes for too long, afraid he might see the pain he failed to protect her from. Ayesha slowly realized something terrifying and liberating at the same time. She was safe, but she was broken. The world outside was not kind. Relatives visited with concerned faces and poisonous questions. "What happened between you two? A woman should adjust. Did you try hard enough?" No one asked what Kamran had done. Everyone asked what Ayesha had failed to do. She answered politely. Then she stopped answering. Silence, once her weakness, was becoming her strength. Kamran was not worried. He believed Ayesha would return, crying, apologizing, begging. "She can't survive without me," he told his friends. "She's emotional. She'll calm down." When weeks passed and she didn't return, his tone changed. First came messages. Then calls. Then threats. "You're destroying our honor. I'll make sure you regret this." Ayesha saved everything. One morning, Ayesha stood before the mirror and barely recognized herself. Dark circles. Tired eyes. A posture that seemed permanently apologetic. She touched the mirror and whispered, "Who did you become?" That was the day she decided she would not just survive. She would rebuild. Ayesha returned to the things she once loved. She enrolled in professional courses. She improved her skills. She studied late into the night. Learning gave her control, something Kamran had stolen. Every certificate felt like reclaiming a piece of her identity. Her first paycheck was small. But when she held it in her hands, she cried harder than she had the day she left Kamran's house. Not because of the money, but because it was hers. No one could take it. No one could control it. Freedom had a price, and she was finally paying it herself. Syra noticed the fire growing inside Ayesha. "You're changing," she said one evening. "But be careful. Anger can consume you." Ayesha shook her head. "This isn't anger. This is clarity." She did not want Kamran to suffer emotionally. She wanted him to face consequences. Walking into the lawyer's office was terrifying. Ayesha's hands shook as she explained everything: the insults, the control, the violence. Noman listened quietly, without interruption. When she finished, he said something she would never forget. "You are not weak. You were silenced." Those words changed everything. Noman asked for proof. Ayesha handed over messages, voice notes, medical reports, witness names. Each piece of evidence felt like reopening a wound, but also like stitching it closed properly. For the first time, her pain had weight. The legal notice arrived at Kamran's door like a slap to his ego. He stormed into his mother's room, furious. "She's lying. She's trying to ruin me." His mother said nothing, but her silence was heavy. She had seen the bruises. She had heard the arguments. Deep down, she knew.
Kamran tried a new strategy. He sent emotional messages, apologies, memories. "I miss you. I wasn't myself. Let's fix this privately." Ayesha read them without replying. She had learned something powerful. Closure does not come from explanations. The first court date approached. Ayesha barely slept. Her stomach churned. Her hands trembled. What if no one believed her? What if he won again? Her father placed his hand on her shoulder. "Truth doesn't need strength," he said. "It only needs patience." Seeing Kamran after months felt surreal. He looked confident, well-dressed, smiling, as if nothing had happened. But when his eyes met Ayesha's, he hesitated. She was standing straighter, looking directly at him, unafraid. That frightened him. Kamran spoke confidently in court. "She's exaggerating. She's emotionally unstable. She left without reason." Ayesha listened quietly. When her turn came, she spoke calmly. No tears. No shouting. Just facts. Dates. Messages. Medical reports. Truth doesn't scream. It waits. For the first time, Kamran felt it. The loss of control. The judge listened carefully. The room grew silent. Ayesha realized something in that moment. The woman he broke was gone. The woman standing here could not be controlled. That night, Ayesha felt conflicted. Part of her wanted him to suffer. Another part wanted peace. She prayed quietly, "Give me justice without hatred." Because hatred would chain her to him forever. Friends began distancing themselves. Whispers started. Respect faded. Kamran blamed Ayesha for everything, but loneliness forced him to face himself. Power means nothing when no one fears you anymore. Ayesha no longer flinched at loud voices. No longer apologized for existing. No longer explained her boundaries. She smiled again, not the forced smile of endurance, but the calm smile of self-respect.
The courtroom felt colder during the second hearing. Kamran sat stiffly, his confidence cracked but not gone. His lawyer whispered strategies, trying to rebuild a narrative that was falling apart. Ayesha sat quietly, hands folded, breathing slowly. She had learned something important. The courtroom was not a battlefield of emotions. It was a place where truth walked slowly but firmly. The first witness was a neighbor. She spoke hesitantly at first, then stronger. She described shouting, crying, broken objects. Kamran avoided eye contact. Then came a doctor, medical reports, dates, photographs. Each word felt like a nail sealing a truth. Under pressure, Kamran lost control. His voice rose. His tone sharpened. She provoked me. She knew how to push my buttons. The judge raised an eyebrow. For the first time, Kamran revealed exactly who he was, not a victim. Not misunderstood. But in time, Ayesha listened without reacting. She remembered the nights she cried silently. The mornings she hid bruises. The years she questioned herself. Now, she felt something unfamiliar. Calm. Word spread. Relatives who once blamed Ayesha now watched quietly. Some avoided her. Some apologized indirectly. No one spoke loudly anymore. Truth has a way of changing voices. The most unexpected moment came when Kamran's mother requested to speak. Her hands trembled. Her voice broke. "I didn't stop him," she said softly. "And that is my biggest regret." Kamran stared at her in disbelief. That day, he lost more than a case. He lost his final shield. Court proceedings take time. Weeks passed. Months crawled. Ayesha focused on her work, her growth, her healing. She no longer waited for the verdict to define her worth. Kamran's reputation suffered. Business partners distanced themselves. Friends stopped calling. Respect evaporated. The man who once controlled a household could no longer control his own life. One night, Kamran sat alone in his apartment. No noise. No power. No fear in anyone's eyes. Only silence. And for the first time, silence judged him. Ayesha dreamed again. Not of marriage. Not of revenge. But of peace. Purpose. Freedom. She started mentoring other women quietly. Not publicly. Not loudly. Just honestly. The courtroom was full. The judge reviewed evidence carefully. Notes. Statements. Timelines. Kamran's lawyer had little left to say. Ayesha closed her eyes briefly, not in fear, but in acceptance. The verdict was clear. Kamran was found guilty of domestic abuse. Legal consequences followed. Restrictions imposed. Accountability enforced. The gavel struck. And with that sound, years of silence ended. After the verdict, Ayesha felt no celebration. No joy. No victory dance. Only relief. Justice doesn't thrill, it releases. Kamran walked out of the courtroom smaller than he entered. Not physically, but spiritually. Power had left him. And power, once lost, rarely returns. The question of forgiveness. People asked Ayesha, "Have you forgiven him?" She answered calmly, "I forgave him the day I stopped hating myself." Forgiveness was not reconciliation. It was freedom. A letter never sent. Ayesha wrote Kamran a letter. She never sent it. In it, she wrote, "You broke me because you were broken. I healed because I chose to." She burned the letter. Closure does not need witnesses. A new home. Ayesha moved into a small apartment. Simple furniture. Open windows. Sunlight. For the first time, a home felt safe. Redefining strength. Strength was not endurance. Not silence. Not sacrifice. Strength was walking away and building again. Kamran's real punishment. Kamran tried to start over. But something followed him everywhere. His reputation. His past. His conscience. The law punished him, but his mind punished him more. Ayesha's quiet impact. Women started reaching out. Private messages. Silent confessions. "You gave me courage. I left too." Ayesha listened. She guided. She never preached. Chapking back without pain. One evening, Ayesha passed her old street. She felt nothing. No fear. No anger. No longing. That's how she knew she was healed. No reflection. Ayesha stood before the mirror again. This time, she smiled. Not because life was perfect, but because she was free. Silence can protect you for a while, but truth will protect you forever. This is not a story of revenge. This is a story of reclaiming power.